Hey guys, what's going on? It is Chris here. We are looking ahead to today's slate for the 22nd of February. Hopefully, you guys all had a pretty good night last night. It's been a while since I did some videos. We had the All-Star break. Welcome back, everybody. Like I said, hope you guys all been doing pretty good. So, like I said, just a nice small four-gamer today. Like I said, yesterday's slate was pretty nice for us for a premium, as you see by the title, and we will show you that right now. Yeah, it was pretty good. So, this is me. This is my entry. This is just into $100 one last night, and we came in first place in the $100 entry, so it was pretty good. And yes, this lineup was provided for premium. So, as normal, if you guys like the video, leave a like. I appreciate it as well, and hit that sub button as well. But yeah, 346.2. Like I said, this was given out for our premium members last night. Yeah, break it down just a little bit for you guys. So we went Cole Anthony, went Orlando heavy here. Good matchup here against Memphis. Memphis not that good of a defense. A little bit slower than I was expecting, but still they put up pretty good numbers. So 44-3 for Anthony. Going back here to Brandon, we got 34.1 for him. Another solid option. He was pretty cheap. Pretty high owned though. Then Rollins over 70% owned, 35.8. I took a GPP with Christie. Was hoping he would get me about 30 in this one. He was 8% owned in my tournament. That's why I was like, dang, come on, you coming off the bench against a New Orleans team. He shot really well. I think he shot 80 something percent, but he just didn't do much else besides shooting. But I'll still take it. 42-7 solid. Paulo Bancaro, just terrible foul trouble early. Thankfully, he was high owned, 33-2. Popped off in the second half. Orlando was dot early in this game for a while, so unfortunate. And the same thing with well, not same thing with Bam, but Bam just didn't really have a good third quarter. Didn't really do a ton. Did all right there in the fourth with the 34-9. PJ solid man, 44-9. Game time decision, beautiful pick there. And then Jalen Duran, that's kind of what won me this tournament. A lot of people went Wendell Carter. He was massively high owned. He only had 26, and Jalen Duran had 51.5. They suck inside without Wimba. So it was a no-brainer for me. Getting him at 9% in my tournament was why I won. So yeah, 346 too. Like I said, if you guys want to get in on premium, why not come join us? A really good time. We just took down last night, and we've had a couple takedowns here in the last couple videos. If you guys go and look. And why not come join us? It's pretty cheap. Fanduel and DraftKings separately is only $25 per month. Two lineups per day, and like I said, we just won 750 last night. So $25 is a steal. We also do have a season pass. We weren't going to have that, but we do have that now, and it's very cheap. Only $55 for the rest of the season. And it does include the first two rounds of the playoffs. We don't play anything more than that because that's when it gets down to like 2, 3 games and it's just repetitive. So we play the first two rounds of the playoffs for 55 for the season pass. If that's something you're interested in, if you want FanDuel and DraftKings, it's $35 per month, 4 lineups per day, two for FanDuel and two for DraftKings. We do focus on FanDuel since that is what is legal in my state. DraftKings Sportsbook's legal in my state, but just not the fantasy side anymore. But I definitely can still make lineups, and like I said, am a $100,000 winner on FanDuel and on DraftKings separately. So, and then yeah, day pass only $9 if you just want to try us out for the day. Maybe like all right, maybe he wasn't. We'll see how it is. You can definitely come try us out. $9 for two lineups, or just $5 just for one. And we can also provide you guys a free lineup as well if that's something you guys are interested in. It won't be our premium lineup, but it will be one of the ones that I were considering for the top lineup. And then, like I said, Chris Anthony NBA One, give us a follow on Twitter. This is very important. This is where we post all of our information, our updates, our prices, if we have any deals or anything like that. Right now on our Twitter, if you go and retweet our winnings from yesterday, you have a chance of winning a month pass for free. So head over to Twitter. All you have to do, like I say, give us a retweet on that post, and you'll be good to go. So, but yeah, like I said, but it was pretty good. 346.2, 750 last night. Very solid night. Come join us for premium, um, and come join, come win some money. And like I said, when you guys do play, like I said, I don't always recommend playing tournaments. Like I said, play a little bit of tournaments, play some single entries, some 3-man, some 5-man, some double ups. You guys got to mix it up. Can't always play tournaments. I know we want to chase the big money and looks the best, but like I said, you know, be patient with it, get double ups, build up your bankroll. It's a big thing. All right, so we're gonna go look at our first game of the day. We got Brooklyn and Philly. This one's gonna be 30 minutes later than normal and only a four gamer. But like I said, these four games aren't bad. So we have a 2, 12, and 11 and a half here by the Sixers. So Sixers as of now are healthy and ready to go. Maxi, George, and Embiid are gonna be back. So we will see how the usage rate goes. I do like Joel Embiid. The only thing is, like I said, what's his minutes going to be like? But as we know with Joel Embiid, this dude can pop off at any second. We go look at the Brooklyn defense. Sorry, center position. If you guys are new here, if they're in the red, that means they're really good at that area. If they're in the yellow, that means they're medium, and if they're in the green, that means they're just not good. That's where they struggle. So overall, as you see, Brooklyn struggles against centers. Who's going up against them? Joel Embiid. That's probably not the one you want for Brooklyn. So Joel Embiid's in a really good spot here. Like I said, they give up a ton of rebounds, ton of blocks, some turnovers, field goal percentage 61% to centers. It's almost a no-brainer for me. And same thing. You can definitely look at Maxi, Kelly Oubre, and Paul George. Paul George and Kelly Oubre to be exact, just because small forward, kind of power forward, that's where they struggle Brooklyn as well, and that's kind of where both those guys are. The only bad thing with that is their usage rate is not going to be high because you got Mr. Joel Embiid monster coming in here. So I think George and Oubre could be okay in tournaments. If something happens with Joel Embiid, then you'll be fine because I don't. I mean, I think George carries a little bit of ownership, but I don't know about Kelly. So maybe those guys in some GPPs. Flipping over here to the Brooklyn side to see if there's anybody that we can really tack. As you see here, Philadelphia's kind of middle of the road defense, really good inside for obvious reasons, especially with Joel coming back into it. So they're middle of the road. Russell's not going to play in this game. So guys you can look at is, man, I haven't said this name in a while and I hate it. I hate it. It's GPP only. Is Killian Hayes, ex Detroit Piston, was over there for a while, kind of been jumping all over the place. So he just signed with Brooklyn, played 21 minutes, 5-1, 3-1. This is kind of with Russell being injured that game. So you can maybe go look at Killian Hayes. I mean, he looks like he's going to be in the rotation. He played 21 minutes, so I feel like kind of have to look at him there. Keon Johnson, another guy you can kind of look at. Like I said, Zaire Williams. Like, I just don't really love these dudes, but you can look at them. Um, and then another guy, maybe Tridden Watford. He's been playing a little bit better, but like I said, you just hope that he goes off, doesn't play big minutes, but he's been a little bit better for sure recently. So at 41, another guy definitely to look at. So that's kind of what we're looking at there in that first game. Let's go look at the second game. We got the Lakers and Denver. Haven't really played a lot of Lakers. They haven't really been on the main slate a ton since Luka trade. We have a 243 and a 6.5. So a 6.5, very interesting. I mean, I think they can keep this game a little closer than that, but we'll see. Um, so like I said, Denver defense, as we've been talking about most of the year, Denver defense is not the greatest out there. You can definitely attack them. Small forward, center position, just mostly anywhere. And the way that I'm seeing how it's going right now is Luka's playing kind of just, he's still kind of getting into it. He's not really needing to be the guy that needs to shoot right now. He's kind of being an all around player right now. So um, I don't think he's worth the 10-5 yet. I think you can put him in there in tournaments, but I don't think he's worth it yet. One guy for sure to look at is Austin Reeves. Dude's been playing really good, even with Luka there, and I think it's really helping him his shooting wise with Luka there because he has another guy that can help him out in the assist area, man. So Austin Reeves for sure looking solid. Um, I would take LeBron over Luka in this situation. His usage will come down a little bit, as you see here, but I would rather take him at 10-1. I think he's more of a cash game. I don't think he's going to be very popular. Like I said, small forward and center, kind of what LeBron plays, small forward, power forward, kind of that hybrid. And they're terrible against that area. So I think you got to look at LeBron in this situation. Like I said, the only bad thing is his usage rate will go down just a little bit with Luka coming back. Another guy to look at is Rio Hachimura, 25, 26. Denver's bad against centers. You can look at Hayes. The only thing with Hayes is he's not really that dude that's trying to shoot the ball. But, they're not good against field goal percentage. Maybe Hayes gets some inside. Three pointers. It's not really his game, but, get some couple rebounds and stuff. 15 pretty bad against that. We have steals and blocks, so you can definitely look at Hayes here. It might get you 20, like I said, 25. So not too bad of an option in that one. Um, and then looking over here for Denver, like I said, Murray, Jokic, I think they're cash game plays. Braun could be cash game. I think Denver for me is more of a cash game option, but they're good options for sure. But I would rather have a couple more Lakers in this one. All right, Houston and Utah in this one. We have a 227 and 8.5 by Utah on the road on a back to back. Both these teams are on a back to back, so we will see what they do. The big one here for me is Jabari Smith. He's coming back from injury. He did play last night on the 21st, played massive freaking minutes, 38. So we'll see if he rests here. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they rest him on a back to back. He hasn't played in since December, and they randomly played him 38. So check him. If Jabari's out, like I said, that's going to help out Issa. That's going to help out Dylan Brooks a little bit more. Um, like I don't mind going back to well with Alfred Sengun here. He's just been kind of stuttering a little bit, but I don't want to miss a big breakout game from him. Jalen Green, he popped off last night, 7,400 against Utah. You could look at him again. Yeah, it sucked against Golden State, but then, they came back against Minnesota. But that's not really, I mean, that's his game, but man, usually not 35. So if I'm looking here, like I said, I think Sengun's definitely worth an option. I do like Eason. Like I said, I do think Smith may be out. If Smith does play, like guys like Brooks and Eason aren't as much in play, but if he's out, Brooks, Eason, obviously Amin Thompson, Cam Whitmore, and those main guys. And then let's go look at the defense here for Houston. They're pretty good overall. Like I said, Utah's really bad, so you can go everywhere you want to. Houston's not good against the point guard area, so you can maybe look at guys like Clarkson if Sexton plays, Isaiah Collier. Not really a usage guy, but man, this guy can put up some assists though. But the bad thing with him, man, his turnover rate is really bad. So maybe that's going to help out as well. Maybe Jalen Green or a couple of those guys get a couple more steals, and then Thompson might get a couple more steals for you. Utah likes to turn the ball over quite a bit. So besides that, Market and Collins, not really feeling those guys. You can maybe go back to the wall well with Kessler, but it's a heck of a matchup for him inside. So I think there's better options for you. All right, we're going to move on to the last game of the day, Charlotte and Portland. I wish I could go this game. I know it's not competitive, but I don't know. I kind of like it. I wish I could go. I'm only like 3 hours away, so I don't know. I like Charlotte, man. I love them. I don't know why. 224. We have a 5.5 here by Portland. Um, so one of the lower ones on the slate, obviously, Lakers is a 243 and this is a 227. Um, so it should be a little bit more competitive on paper. Let's go look at the Charlotte defense real quick. Like I said, I love my DVP. It's kind of what I like looking at. So Charlotte struggles. There we are. So struggles against center still pretty good. Give a pretty good amount of field goal percentage, rebound as well. Kind of middle of the road, getting a little bit better. So I don't have a ton of guys on this Portland side since they're all pretty healthy. I think the big thing though, like I said, they struggle against center. So who's gonna be your guy? Is it gonna be Klingman or is it gonna be Robert Williams? I personally am gonna go Robert Williams here. Klingman's been popping though. He's been popping for sure. I think he's going to be the more popular option, but his minutes, man, what in the world? Um, kind of all over the place. He's a massive dude. He's about 7 foot, but I like Williams, man. I think this really plays into him. As we know, Williams isn't really an offensive guy. He likes his rebounds, his steals, and his blocks. Well, if we go look here, they struggle against rebounds, a little bit against steals. They struggle against blocks. So I think this fits into Robert Williams a little bit more. He's actually playing solid minutes, man. Like when he was with the Celtics, he wasn't playing this big a minute. So I don't mind Robert here. Not a high usage rate, but he's a solid cash game play. He's power forward eligible, so which usually is not the case in the past with him. You can also look at Mark Williams without Aiton down there. But Mark Williams is also kind of coming back from a conditioning, as we know what happened with the Laker trade. So he had 29 minutes against the Lakers, which is kind of funny, and then rest against Denver. So he should probably play about 31, 32. I'm expecting around 30, 35 fantasy points, so he could be a GPP option for you. Nurk coming back to Portland. He's just not playing big minutes. He's doing good in his minutes, but Mark Williams is back, so we'll see. Miles Bridges is going to be cash game lock. I think everybody's going to have him, and I really like LaMelo as well. I would rather go LeBron if you're picking, um, but Miles Bridges is probably the main guy you have to look at here. And I also don't mind maybe looking at like Nick Smith as a GPP play. Um, Ball's back. That might help him out, get him 23, 24 points. So that's kind of what we're looking at on this four gamer. I'm really liking it. I think you guys should definitely come join us for the day pass. And obviously for the monthly pass as well. Like I said, this was last night. Scored a 346.2, won 750 in the $100 entry, single entry last night on Fanduel. So, like I said, right now on our Twitter, we do have something up. All you need to do is repost it, retweet it. That's what we need. And then you have a shot of winning the 1 month for FanDuel. Like I said, just retweet it on Twitter. Like I said, you guys will see exactly what I'm looking at and or telling you guys about, and then you guys will be entered. So, like I said, come follow us on Twitter. That's the best way to reach out. If you guys have any questions or anything about memberships or just questions about the video or the slate or who to pick, just message me on Twitter. That's the best way to get a hold of me. And if you don't, like I said, you guys can always comment down below, and we can message through email or whatever's best. But Twitter is definitely the main hub to go to. So once again, I appreciate you guys watching. Like I said, it was a big takedown last night. Come join us. Don't miss out. This could definitely happen to you guys. It was only $100. That's all I put in. So, all right, guys, I appreciate you guys as normal, and we'll see you guys in the next one.